The economy here in San Antonio is absolutely on fire right now, with so many companies announcing their plans for expansion and relocating to the area. And in this video, I'm breaking down the top 9 job opportunities right here in the Alamo City, which ones are currently in growth mode with lots of openings to fill, and where you should be looking if you're in a better job security and making more money. So if we're talking about job security in the Alamo City, then you know I've got to start this thing out with the military. Now I put this one here first because the defense community here in San Antonio has a direct economic impact and a strong stabilizing effect on nearly every other industry that I'm going to talk about in this video. I mean, it contributes nearly $40 billion a year to our local economy, and it's a large part of what makes us one of the most recession-proof cities in the country. If you take into account all of the active duty service members, the reservists, the trainees, the support staff, DoD and civil service contract workers, the 4 military bases we have in San Antonio accounts for nearly 300,000 of some of the most secure jobs with some of the best benefits that you'll find anywhere in the nation. And the city of San Antonio ain't playing around when it comes to showing love to our service members, having officially trademarked the phrase Military City USA, so can't nobody else use it without permission. Y'all see what I just did there? I got a comment on one of my recent videos from AJ saying that he's thinking about moving to San Antonio in the next year after retiring from the military, and he's curious about the job opportunities for veterans and military-friendly companies in the area. And my team and I, we're getting calls every day from folks researching homes and neighborhoods in the Alamo City, and we really dig it. So if you're thinking about buying or selling a home anywhere in the San Antonio area, then give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or click the link in the description to schedule a Zoom call with a member of my team. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back in San Antonio, Texas. A quick search for military-friendly jobs on Indeed.com shows there's nearly 1,700 job postings across the wide variety of industries in San Antonio, where prior military or DoD experience is either preferred or strongly weighted in the employment qualifications. So not only do you have a lot of security if you're active duty right now, but if you do have prior military experience, then you'll find that there's a lot of opportunity with the majority of the employers out here in the area. Number 2 is healthcare. And I'm not just talking about doctors and nurses either. A quick search on Indeed brings up more than 9,000 job postings in the San Antonio area, ranging from intake coordinators to client support reps, senior care management, and thousands of other operational, administrative, and support positions, many of which offer either remote or hybrid work options. And if you are a licensed medical professional, then it's usually not about whether or not you can find or keep a good job here in San Antonio. It's just usually that these hospitals need you to start like yesterday because of all the demand that we're seeing for quality care from the growing population all across the city. San Antonio continues to be a major medical hub in the region, with the South Texas Medical Center in North Central San Antonio, the Stone Oak Medical Center on the 4 North side, and BAMC on Fort Sam Houston, with dozens of growth and expansion projects on the horizon for the near future. Methodist recently announced a $130 million investment plan to increase access to healthcare in the area. University Health recently secured approval from Bexar County for a $30 million building on the south side. Baptist is moving forward with a new $250 million medical campus in Westover Hills. Christus has plans for a $95 million hospital expansion in the same area on the far west side. And Schertz is also on deck for a new $40 million medical development slated for completion in 2023. Needless to say though, if you're looking to find a job, keep a job, or further your career in the medical field, then San Antonio really is the place to be. Number 3 is education. San Antonio is actually in the middle of a serious teacher shortage right now, with the top 3 school districts in the city needing to fill more than 450 openings as of the time I'm shooting this video. Now, education has always been a pretty stable career path, regardless of what's going on with the economy, but the demand and the shortages that we're seeing right now have a lot more to do with just not having enough teachers. The city of San Antonio and Bexar County are also doing everything they can to build more schools fast enough to keep up with our growing population all over town. In recent years, many of the schools, especially in the suburbs, have been well over capacity, and the districts have had to resort to bringing in portables to house students in these little makeshift classrooms while new campuses are under construction. And with more schools on deck for some of the fastest growing parts of the city, you can expect a lot more options and more advancement opportunities for the teachers, coaches, and administrators all throughout the area. A quick search on Indeed.com brings up more than 2,000 job postings for educators in both private and public settings, and that number is only expected to grow moving forward. Number 4 is financial services. Companies in the financial services sector have enjoyed a really strong talent pool in San Antonio, and they offer more than 60,000 of some of the most stable, high-paying, and significant jobs that you'll find anywhere in the Alamo City. This part of our economy includes commercial banking, credit unions and savings institutions, insurance, wealth management, mortgage and other financing, as well as investment banking too. USAA is our largest financial services company here in San Antonio, with its main campus and other locations employing well over 20,000 people across the city. And we're also home for the main operations for other financial institutions like Wells Fargo, Chase Bank, Citibank, Frost Bank, and Nationwide Insurance. So this particular industry has a large impact on our economy, and it plays a major role in financing all of our growth and expansion and many of the new developments that you see popping up around the city right now. Careers in finance are usually really stable, especially in down economies when people tend to rely even more on the advice of qualified professionals when making money and keeping it safe get more challenging. You'll find hundreds of job postings on Indeed for financial services in San Antonio with salaries and potential incomes well above the median for the area. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity here if you're just starting out or if you've got a background in the field. Number 5 is energy and utilities. Now, it's no secret that the state of Texas is one of the largest energy producers in the country. In the city of San Antonio, the job market here, we've actually seen a really huge benefit from that. 3 of the largest energy companies in the U.S. have their corporate headquarters right here in the Alamo City, with Valero Energy, New Star Energy, and Marathon Petroleum employing more than 10,000 people in support of their oil production, refining, and marketing efforts throughout the region. And then, of course, there's CPS Energy, which is the largest municipally owned gas and utility company in the country. With our population here in San Antonio and the rest of the state growing as fast as it has, we've been seeing a lot of pressure on the power grid and a lot of the infrastructure systems across the state of Texas for the last several years. So there's a lot of ongoing work being done right now to keep up with everything, and the same can be said for many of our water conservation efforts as well. Now, I don't care what's going on in the economy, folks out there are going to have the expectation that the light's going to stay on, that the AC is going to blow cold, and that the water's going to keep flowing. So these jobs ain't going anywhere anytime soon. Number 6 is manufacturing. Man, we're building all kind of cool stuff in San Antonio right now. Our manufacturing sector has seen a ton of growth over the last decade, with jobs in materials, transportation, and aerospace employing tens of thousands of people at several well-known companies making really large investments throughout the city. Toyota is finally ready to cash in on their $400 million investment on the south side and the hundreds of jobs they've added for the rollout of their new hybrid SUV line. DeLorean Motor Company is planning a major comeback and moving their global headquarters to the San Antonio area, bringing more than 450 jobs for the production of their new electric vehicle line too. Navistar is also expanding its Southside facility to accommodate their growth in the EV market, and local leaders are now aiming to make the whole San Antonio-Austin corridor the next manufacturing mega region for electric vehicles in the country. And look, I don't care if you team EV or team gasoline, okay? More jobs in San Antonio is a big win for everybody. Seguin is also getting a new $75 million semiconductor facility. Caterpillar is dropping $24 million to expand its manufacturing facility in Schertz. And Boeing is adding yet another massive hangar for maintenance and system upgrades for the Air Force's F-15s and the Navy's F-18 Super Hornets. That's all just to say that the future for manufacturing in San Antonio is looking really bright right now. Number 7 is technology. Now, I didn't even really know this until I started doing a lot of research on it, but the cybersecurity and the tech scene in San Antonio has been really strong for a long time now, and there's some pretty cool developments coming to the area. Because of our strong military presence and DoD ties in the city, we're actually the cybersecurity capital of Texas, with most of the cyber activity for the state clustered right here in the Alamo City. Port San Antonio is also establishing itself as one of the premier tech hubs in the country and drawing a lot of attention from many companies that are looking at relocating to the area. It's where DeLorean is locating its new global headquarters. 26 Technologies is establishing new operations here as well. And while Indeed currently shows more than 3,000 job postings for tech jobs around the city for everything from IT to data analyst to information security, the real thing to keep an eye on will be to see how the developments at Port San Antonio will continue to grow this sector of our economy for years to come. Number 8 is public safety. Now, this category includes essential jobs like police officers, firefighters, EMTs, and corrections officers, all of which are really necessary to keep us safe no matter what's going on in the economy. That and these folks also have a lot of strong union protections, just like teachers, so there's always a great deal of stability here. The San Antonio City Council recently approved their largest municipal budget ever of $3.4 billion for the 2023 fiscal year, and part of that funding is going towards hiring 78 new police officers and 21 additional firefighters. Now, I've always felt safe all around San Antonio, whether it was late at night or in the middle of the day, and so from a crime standpoint, all I'm gonna say is that we are the 7th largest city in the country, and we have about as much crime as you'd expect to see in a top 10 city. Really, what you need to watch out for more than anything are all the crazy drivers out there. I mean, there's definitely more than enough accidents every day across the city to keep all of the police officers, firefighters, and EMTs busy. So if you're in public safety right now, or if you have an interest in the field, you can feel secure in knowing that you'll always be in high demand. Number 9 is construction and skilled trades. Now, this one doesn't usually make the list for recession-proof jobs, especially considering that the construction industry is really dependent on the health of the economy. Usually when there's a contraction, you start seeing a pullback on access to capital, business and personal lending starts getting tight, and a lot of construction projects are either put on hold or they just get scrapped altogether. But that's just not what we're seeing right now in San Antonio. We've gained more newcomers than anywhere else in the country over the last couple of years, and all these people gonna need somewhere to live. Builders are still needing to kick out somewhere around 65,000 more homes before we start reaching anything close to resembling a balanced market. And not only are we in the middle of a $2.5 billion expansion on our airport right now, but the city's budget of $3.4 billion I mentioned earlier has hundreds of millions of dollars set aside for infrastructure projects all around town, updating our highways and roadways, our utility systems, and there's even $136 million set aside for another 2,500 affordable housing units. Not to mention that with San Antonio's median income jumping up over the last few years and interest rates on the rise, it's possible that a lot of folks out there might just decide to stay put and make some improvements on their current home and ride this thing out to see what happens next. So skilled trades like plumbers, electricians, and general contractors are still likely to see a lot of work for home improvement projects into the foreseeable future. But if you are considering a move in the near future, my team and I, we're getting calls every day from folks just like you researching homes and neighborhoods in the Alamo City, and we really dig it. So if you're thinking about buying or selling a home anywhere in the San Antonio area, then give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or click the link in the description to schedule a Zoom call with a member of my team. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back in San Antonio, Texas.